Hello guys, do you love traveling? If you do, this is for you. Well, for this list, we're looking at all the amazing destinations and activities in Europe you need to see and experience. Let us know which places you already got crossed off of your list in the comments. These are the top 10 bucket list destinations in Europe. We'll all want to visit a new place that we haven't been to before, whether in our own countries or even outside, on different continents. I believe that being in a new place that we haven't been before or have always wished to be, for the right reasons, helps us clear our minds, enhance our thoughts, help us relax, learn new things, and have fun in new ways. Well, some of us might have visited Europe for different reasons, but then, has it ever crossed your mind that there are more than amazing places in Europe? To many of us who have traveling as our hobby and would wish to be in Europe, trust me, this is the right video for you. Well, stay tuned and I'm sure you'll love this, and probably by the end of the video, you'll have one or two of these places in your traveling list or to some, all places. Number 1. Oktoberfest, Germany. There are Oktoberfest celebrations worldwide because people across the globe like beer and pretzels. We have all heard about these celebrations, which happen every year. Now, for the best Oktoberfest, you need it to be in Germany, where the event started in celebration of a 19th century royal wedding. Specifically, you should go to Munich for the week-long festival that now celebrates German culture, as well as drinking your weight in beer. There's also plenty of music and amusement rides on offer, and this means that if you don't drink or you're just not a beer person, it's still a fest worth enjoying. Just make sure you don't get mixed up because of the name, though the occasion does run into early October. It starts halfway through September. Don't be left out. Number 2. Schönbrunn Palace, Austria. Wonder where you can spend your summer vacay? Schönbrunn Palace, Austria got you. The Habsburg dynasty was one of the most powerful royal lineages in the world, and this grand palace in Vienna, Austria's capital, is an enduring symbol of their affluence and influence. Today, the palace contains all kinds of smaller attractions, including a zoo, a museum, and plenty of idyllic gardens. It's also open all year and is totally free for guests, unlike some of Europe's other famous palaces like Buckingham and Versailles. Schönbrunn is stunningly beautiful, and you can easily spend days seeing all it has to offer, especially if you go during the summer. The Habsburgs of Europe may no longer reign, but their grand palace is open for all to enjoy. Number 3. Venice, Italy. The most famous landmark in Venice. Actually, it isn't really a landmark at all, but rather the beautiful canals that run through the whole city. As over-touristed as it undoubtedly is, if you ever do decide to head to this part of Italy, you should definitely find a gondola as soon as possible. And when you're sailing through the streets, you'll be able to see the absolutely stunning medieval and Renaissance architecture. Nearly all the buildings have existed for centuries, preserved by Venetian authorities, so that the history of this iconic location is never forgotten. Again, when you're not in a gondola, check out the restaurant scene. It boasts some of the best seafood anywhere in the world. This makes it more amazing. Number 4. Edinburgh, Scotland. One of the UK's oldest cities, Edinburgh, Scotland's capital, has been around for hundreds of years. Its foremost attraction is Edinburgh Castle, which overlooks the entire city and was once part of its medieval defenses. A little further afield, you can visit the zoo. For those of us in love with animals, one of the best in Britain, which has giraffes, penguins, and even pandas. But if you don't want to be a typical tourist, simply walking around the city and taking in its incredible sights from cobblestone streets to Victorian buildings is great fun as well. And why not sample some famous Scottish whiskey while you're there? You'll love it. Number 5. Sagrada Familia, Spain. This stunning basilica has been under construction since 1882. The mastermind behind its world-famous architect Antoni Gaudí died on 1926. Yet it's anticipated that construction will still be ongoing an entire century after his death. We have a lot of these historical buildings in our countries, but this is far way differently lit. However, it's still one of the most incredible things you can see if you visit Barcelona. Though it's indeed still under construction, it's the city's defining landmark and visitors are allowed inside. It's in use as a church and has been since 2010. If you visit on a Sunday, you'll be able to attend the enormous weekly mass the basilica hosts. The Sagrada Familia might be unfinished, but it's still a work of art. Number 6. Giant's Causeway, Northern Ireland. These distinct pillars were formed through entirely natural processes, which is what sets the Giant's Causeway aside from many other bucket list destinations. Legend has it that an Irish giant seeking to fight a Scottish giant built the causeway to reach Scotland. You definitely can't get to Scotland walking across the pillars, but it's still one of Europe's foremost attractions. There are roughly 40,000 individual battle pillars. This should already be on your list. All distinct and unique geologists might know how they were made, but when you stand above the causeway, you'll easily be convinced it was constructed by supernatural hands. Such is its beauty. Number 7. The Colosseum, Italy. Certainly the most famous Roman ruin in the entire world. The Colosseum is Rome's most popular landmark, which was built roughly 2,000 years ago, originally in honor of the Roman emperor. Vespasian and its appeal are still palpable, though much of the Colosseum has collapsed over millennia. What remains is still vast and incredibly impressive. It was famously used in gladiator battles, particularly ones where men were pitted against exotic animals brought from the furthest parts of the Roman Empire. This definitely doesn't happen anymore, of course, but this famous ruin is still something everybody should see in their lifetime. Number 8. Blue Lagoon, Iceland. It's one of the most beautiful spots in Northern Europe. The Blue Lagoon is a must-visit destination when you're in Iceland. If you have been in Iceland and haven't, or rather didn't visit this place, then I actually don't know what to tell you other than to create some time for this beautiful place once more. Located close enough to the capital city, Reykjavik. For a day trip, you'll be sorry if you don't cross this off of your European bucket list. The lagoon is man-made, surprisingly, but it's not artificially colored to achieve that distinct blue. Actually, that's due to the water's own properties. You can spend hours pampering yourselves here, since you can enjoy amenities like a sauna and even a bar where you can get a drink without leaving the water at all. Number 9. The Acropolis, Greece. Located in the heart of the Greek capital, the Acropolis complex towers over Athens is an incredible monument to ancient Greece. The Parthenon itself, which is a temple dedicated to the Greek goddess of wisdom Athena, is arguably Greece's most world-famous landmark. If you're heading to Athens, which is itself one of the oldest and most culturally significant cities in the entire world, then you have to visit the Parthenon. Just make sure you've got plenty of water on hand, because you'll have to climb quite a lot of steps. After that, though, you'll be able to check the birthplace of democracy. Number 10. The Eiffel Tower, France. It stood on the Champ de Mars for more than a century, and it's perhaps the most recognizable landmark anywhere in the entire world. It's the ultimate symbol of Paris, visible from across the whole city, even at night, where its illuminations make it even more stunning. It was originally built as a World's Fair flagship attraction and wasn't an immediate hit with the Parisian locals. However, the Eiffel Tower has stood the test of time, and for decades, it was even the world's tallest structure. No trip to Europe is complete without paying the tower a visit for a romantic photo op and for the best pictures of all. Remember, you'll want to see it lit up after dark. Before we conclude, make sure you add 1 or 2 of these places to your list, and you won't regret it. Well, do you agree with our picks? Which place have you visited above so far, and how was the experience? Tell me in the comment section, and do not be left out, as I'll be going through all the comments. That's all for today. Thanks for tuning in till the end. I hope you enjoyed this video and definitely know where to visit next. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and turn on the post notification for more lit videos. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in our next video.